Welcome to El POCITO, the potted version of the website. Everything on there in 10 minutes. This is Andalusia, southwest Spain, about 150 kilometers from the coast, on the border with Portugal. 5 years ago we bought 2.5 hectares of hillside, which had been used for grazing pigs, and a half-finished house. Since then we've fenced in 1 acre and terraced that, planted 500 fruit and nut trees and renovated the house. The idea is a combination of tiny homes, self-sufficiency, simple living, and trying to be sustainable as possible, where sustainability means not spending money. So the idea is to eventually not have to earn any money at all. After 5 years, I think we've got it down to about €2,000 per person per year. But in another 5 years, when the trees are fully grown, when we have olive oil, when we have fruit, nuts, we already have enough firewood from the trees, we should be down to maybe €1,000 per person per year, which is good. It means you don't have to have a full-time job, and between two of you it's relatively easy to earn that kind of money as and when and how you want to do it. At the moment I don't grow any vegetables. The soil is crap, but hopefully next year, because we've been putting compost down, we'll be able to start doing annual veg. At the moment I've been concentrating on terracing and planting trees from seed. When I first started, I bought a few trees, but they all got eaten by the deer or just died because it's so hot here in the summer. So I started planting from seed, something I'd never done before other than vegetables. Wasn't easy, still isn't easy. Some trees you get loads from, others you don't get any from, which is a bit frustrating when you have to wait a year maybe or 2 years to find out. The best ones are fruit you buy, nuts you buy, and you keep the seed. They seem to germinate really quick, and okay, they might not have good fruit, but they'll be good stock for grafting on. Something I've tried this year, and seems quite easy. The house is really basic. In fact, the whole life is really basic. When you haven't got a lot of money to spend, you try and find other ways, cheap ways to do everything. Water is the most essential item for life, so we save as much water as possible. In the summer, all the water from the house, the wastewater, goes into here. Simple mesh cleans all the crap out of it, and then we use that to water with. Then you have a wee in the blue bucket, that goes onto the compost heap. Washing clothes, we use a sink. There aren't any electrical appliances in the house that need to be on all the time. There's no fridge, no washing machine, no television, no dishwasher. I don't know what else to houses have. It's been such a long time since I had an ordinary house, I can't remember. In fact, during the winter I hardly use electricity at all, because everything here is solar panelled, and you can go a whole month without sun, so you have to devise a life that doesn't require the need for power. Around the house are herbs. Virtually everything I'm planting is a herb, whether it be perennial like these, or a shrub, or a tree. I want everything to have as many uses as possible. These I use for tea. I don't like ordinary black tea. It was hard to get used to drinking herbal tea. It's not fresh herbal tea is not like infusions, the stuff you buy in packets. This is a completely different taste, but eventually you get used to it and it's quite nice. I'll go around the house first to see the outside. You can't see far because it's too bright, but gives you an idea. There aren't any other people living nearby for 2 kilometres, so it's relatively quiet. There's copper mine very close, you can hear that occasionally, and recently the whole area has been cleaned of pines, so we've had chainsaws every day. There's a tool shed on the outside here, and where I keep the solar battery. This is the solar panel for the house, second hand, only 100 watts, 250 watt panels, so it's not a lot of power, but because you can turn it using this handle, means that you get more out of it. This is a solar radio. So I'll take it out. Crap design, but it plays. Never buy anything wind up, they never work. Solar is the only answer. Here is a solar oven I made last year. There's a lot talked about solar ovens, not very efficient, not as good as they make out, but it does heat the water in the summer, which is good. All the plants are on a dripper system, which means I only have to turn one tap and everything is watered in, what, 5 minutes. I had to do it by hand, it'd be impossible, go mad. And the water comes from borehole, 60 metres deep, with a submersible pump at 30 metres, powered by this solar panel. The water is pumped up, I don't know if you can see now, let's have a look, to a tower. There's a 5,000 litre tank at a height sufficient above the house to create pressure in the sink downstairs. Right, the back of the house. Let's go in and have a look inside. Ah, yes, here. As well as the washing machine. These buckets are very important. The purple bucket is the poo bucket, or bowl. Green bowl is bath bowl, and green bucket is for pee for women or at night. Let's go in the house. House is just one room, open to the ceiling with 2 skylights. I wish I put 4 in now, but it's still quite bright. There's a window on every wall. On that wall there's 2, so it's quite sufficient. Bicycles, absolutely essential here, and it's 2 kilometres to the town. I do have a van, but I don't like using it, it costs too much. So this is much better, and you can bring all the shopping back on these. Eventually I'd like to get a trailer for them as well. Kitchen. Very simple, just a sink and a cooker. Cooker is from a ship chandler's, used on boats. 2 gas rings, a grill and a small oven. The oven is perfect for baking bread, and uses about 11 kilos, 13 kilos of gas every 3 months. And that's all the plumbing there is, it's just a sink, cold water. So the larder. First aid things. Vegetables, dried goods, cat food. More of the same. It's the coldest part of the house there, as there's no fridge. Absolutely essential. It's a neat little gadget here. This tells me how much water is left up on the water tower just by pressure alone. Took me 3 years to work that one out. Cost €5. Bargain. Bed. Built this deliberately as high up as possible. Could have been a bit higher, but makes it difficult getting in and out. So there's storage space underneath. Mosquito net, absolutely essential. Get mosquitoes for 6 months of the year. Cat, obviously essential too. The house is sort of southwest, south facing. At one point in the year the sun sets exactly at the door, which is really nice. The white unit is built this for the sewing machine, the treadle sewing machine. Absolutely essential item. Used for all sorts of things, making books, sewing the books together, clothes, toys, and also storing wool and things like that. Next to it is the making desk, writing desk, bookcase, and round to the sitting area. There's a nice wood stove which heats the whole room, and in the winter heats the water as well. Put a saucepan on the top. For lighting in the winter I prefer candles. There is an energy saving bulb that runs off the 12 volt system, but it's not really bright enough to do much by except read, and it's got a horrible blue colour, I don't like it. Right, I think that's about it. Introduction to El POCITO. Everything else can be found on the website elpocito.wordpress.com.